Well, back in 2020, Botswana Football Association granted the then Botswana Premier League their autonomy to now become autonomous. There was hope that great things will follow, but 2 years down the line, there still hasn't been the achievements that were expected in terms of what that league could achieve. You know, the BFL has been without a CEO for quite some time, and recently, this week, they announced the appointment of Senzo Mbatha as the new CEO, and there is clear positivity around BFL offices that you'll bring good things on. Of course, a new broom sweeps clean. Let me take this time to welcome you, Mr. Senzo Mbatha, to the Daybreak Sports discussion.
Thank you very much for the invite. Thank you very much for the opportunity to come and discuss BFL-related issues, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, of course, excited. And I'm wondering, when was the first time you knew about the possibility of coming here, and just how much did you know about Botswana football and Botswana League in general?
I've known a lot about Botswana football in general. You know, I've engaged with the Botswana football for some time now. I mean, even in the days when there was a BTC contract, we've done some training as well here, did some workshops. So I've been involved with Botswana football. Second question, how did I know if I'm coming here? I didn't know. I think your leaders, football leaders, were very smart. There was a opportunity to go and do some project with KEF, and then they felt that maybe I might be the right person to assist them in the meantime, because seemingly there was a gap within the football league.
There is a gap that they have told you about in terms of running the league. What is it that you have found out for yourself in terms of the gap that does exist at this present moment?
Look, I think firstly we need to acknowledge the fact that when the autonomy was granted to BFL, it was around the time of 2020. That was around the time about COVID and stuff. I think that has also hampered the progress of BFL, in that now it made it difficult for them to come out of the slump. So I think issues around the professional running of the league, you know, governance issues, lack of sponsorship, which talks to commercial a need to revamp the league. You know, the number of clubs that are participating in the league. There was also an issue now. I even understood that even the first division had to be managed by the association to ensure that they alleviate pressure from BFL. So I think those are just administrative issues that I saw, and I think that if the administration is not proper, your governance are not in place, it makes it difficult for people to want to be associated with you with their money.
You're mentioning a very interesting point in terms of governance, sponsorship, and all other related factors in terms of running a successful league. Other key areas of interest that you have identified to this point, which you feel this one needs immediate attention? I
think first and foremost, we need to bring the clubs closer to the BFL. You know, BFL exists because there's clubs. So I think that relationship between the clubs and BFL needs to be close, so that we can also understand. Sometimes we think you know what is the problem without realizing that actually your clubs might even assist you in ensuring that we take the football forward. I think also issues of club licensing. Club licensing will assist clubs to comply, will assist clubs to up their level, but it does not necessarily mean that now we expect clubs to comply with regulations that they cannot, you know, because of their different financial status. But we want to introduce a club licensing that will make sure that people comply. We can do it over a period of 3-4 years, whereby, you know, the requirements are step by step until we get to a level whereby we're able to say everybody can comply. So I think the club development as well is very important. We need to have clubs that are run professionally. We've got somebody who is responsible for the administration. We have people that are able to give us their books. You know, when we go to sponsors, they ask us, you say you've got 16 teams. Are these people, how do they manage their money? And all. So we should be able to say very proudly, this is our clubs, this is how we run our business, this is how open we are. So I think immediately we need to also get closer to our clubs, agree on how we're going to manage the licensing, so that they can also become more professional in their approach.
Yeah, should we expect any stakeholder engagement very soon? Because you have mentioned club licensing, you have mentioned the clubs, and that means it's BFA, BFL, and of course the clubs which are members of the BFL.
Of course, you know, remember when we talk about our first family members is our clubs. So that will be an internal stakeholder that we need to engage very soon. Of course, we've got our motherboard, who's a BFA in terms, remember they've got the competitions department that deals with issues of licensing and stuff. We need to engage. And also there's a very important program which was started before I came in, that is the UEFA Assist program.
Assist, yeah.
Yeah, we need to go back and revisit it and see how best we can make sure that now we implement it to be able to get our clubs to a level that we desire them to be at.
Yeah. The last time the BFL had a sponsorship there, that was BT. In 2017, actually, when they launched a 39 million sponsorship, but since then there has been nothing in the coffers of Botswana Football League. How do you address that challenge that now, you know, you have identified the fact that we've got a problem, we don't have sponsors, you have come in and you have promised that you will leave the BFL accounts with money. How do you tackle this bit of a predicament?
Look, we are in a catch-22 situation. We can't immediately say now the money will come. We need to sort out our house. We need to give confidence to the corporate Botswana to say, guys, we as Botswana Football League, we are at a level where we can engage with you at the level of not asking like cap in hand, we're asking you to give us money. No, but we are giving value to you. What value is that? We're giving you a product, which is the Premier League matches. We are at the level that when the clubs now are more professional and they're more competitive, that means now everybody's interested in this product.
Yeah.
The corporate governance that I'm talking about, the compliance issues around your marketing compliance. You know, you cannot have a sponsor that comes in now will clash with the club because there's no guidelines that guides the relationship of the sponsors of the clubs vis-a-vis the sponsors of the league itself. So these are all small things that we need to get cleaned out and make sure that we go to sponsors and we are taken serious. But in the same time, it doesn't stop us to start engaging. We need to start engaging to tell people the good story about BFL, that we are changing things, we are putting systems in place. We want you to be part of this journey. As early as now, when we go to the next season, at least we should have got 1 or 2 sponsors that will assist us to go forward. Yeah. Also, I want to say to you that we are cognizant of the fact that not everybody will give you the 40 million, 39 million that you are referring to. Yeah. You know, there will be players that will give you not even half of that kind of money, but we might have co-sponsors. We might have people that will sponsor certain things within the league that will ensure that the league moves while we are looking for that big check one day. So I'm saying to you that with the support of the board that is in place, and with the support of the management team that is at BFL, we will go out there and speak the good of BFL. Yeah. You know, it's very, very important that people also take us serious, that we're starting this journey together. Be part of us, because once we are a big brand that is established, it will be difficult for you to sponsor us. We will look for serious money.
Grow with us.
Grow with us.
Yeah, you know, you've been in Tanzania. You've transformed. Is it Simba or Yanga?
Simba and Yanga. Both.
Yanga, both teams winning a treble at Yanga.
I won the treble at Simba. I won the treble at Yanga.
And you won a treble at Orlando Pirates. Yeah, this is the man that we are talking about, who is expected to turn around the fortunes of the BFL. I'm mentioning your international experience engaging with CAF. We're having worked in Tanzania, you understand football there. You've been in South Africa. How then do you engage, expand your connections in terms of making sure that business can come out from outside the country, or also even export our product beyond the borders of this country?
It's a very, very important question that you're posing. You see, as much as we are a product that is based in Botswana, but we are a product that is world football. We are in Botswana, but we are associated with world football. You know, there's no way that you can talk about leagues in the world and not mention Botswana. Yeah. So it means that the way we do things, we need to aspire to do things at a level that people take us serious. You know, I was talking to one of the colleagues in the office. I was telling him that, you know, when people want to know about Botswana, they will go and go to www Botswana football. What do you get when you go online and type that? So it means that, first and foremost, you need to get our websites up and going. People need to know who's Botswana Football League. We need to get our socials sites going so that people can get this information easy. Because people get excited when they see that the information is readily available. When you go to EPL or you go to Premier Soccer League, you want to know about them. You don't have to struggle. The information is out there. So I think we need to go on a drive in our comms and marketing to push the brand,
the
the
top
fixtures, the goal scorers. There's a small clip, the videos where you are telling people that this weekend these are the matches that are playing, videos of your fans at the stadium, showing excitement that the match are taking place. These are the things that slowly but surely will catch the interest of people that wants to invest in our football.
Yeah, football is a completely different sport without fans, and recently we have experienced a lack of fans at our stadiums. How do you bring them back?
It goes back to are we giving the fans the quality of football that they want?
Because we are competing with international markets.
Exactly. So it means that now you're competing with, we're not only competing with the international market, now you've got also your Sunday league market that you're competing with. So it means now we need to look at our scheduling.
Yeah.
You know, we need to speak to BTV. BTV, if there's these big matches that are happening maybe on a Saturday, there's a big match that is playing in this league that you guys love so much in England, which I'm not a fan. It's playing at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then there's a derby playing in South Africa, maybe it's playing at 5. So let's take our big match as well and play it maybe at 7. So it means that the consumer has been sitting in front of the TV from the morning, and then around 5, after that match is finished, they are rushing to the stadium because there's a big one that is happening at 7 o'clock. So we cannot isolate ourselves as if we don't exist in the football world. We have to look at what is happening so that we are able to also get that market to follow us. So I think these are the things that it's not easy said than done, but it's things that we need to consider going forward to ensure that at least we start layering people into the matches. Also, our football matches must be an entertainment area. We should not go to football matches just to go and watch football. People must be entertained. Going to the stadium must be an experience. Coming in, having something to eat, something to drink, sitting down, and encouraging families to come as well. But that will require us to now engage with our stakeholders, the stadium stakeholder, the stakeholders, people that are responsible for the licensing of sale of alcohol, for instance, people who are licensing, all these other things. We need to sit together and say, guys, how do we make our matches to become an event, to become an experience for people to do? Because let's be honest, even myself, when I go to watch a match, I want it to be entertained.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see a reason why must I pay the 30, 40 pula to go and watch the match. Otherwise I can sit at home and watch it on TV.
Yeah.
So I think we need to work hard on these things. It's not going to happen overnight, of course, but these are the elements that I've already seen that they need special attention.
Yeah, you have just come through the BFL offices, and you mentioned quite a mouthful in terms of what needs to be done. And I'm wondering about your secretariat. Do you believe that you've got enough team to actually drive you through to the mandate and the objectives that you want to achieve?
We must be commending the current management team that we have at BFL, because they've managed to ensure that the first half of the league is gone without any problems. They've done exceptional well to ensure that the league is going without the CEO. So I think there is a capabilities there. I think people need to be given a direction. People need to be assisted in the office so that they can become better. However, you are quite right. It's important for us to look at expanding or injecting some life and some experience into the management of the team to ensure that we can move forward. And I think the Monday week or so, we will be also flighting the ad for a person that will be an understudy, someone that I will work with very closely. I think that individual will also add value in assisting in the management of the organization. Also, we're looking at having specialists, people that will are able to cut videos, take proper professional picture. There's nothing that is as bad as having a picture on your product that is not at the level that is supposed to be. So yeah. I'm very you know, branding is a personal, for me, branding is a very personal issue.
Creates
that
value.
Yeah, I take it very, very, very seriously. So we need to ensure that we get people that can do such job so that people can be say, wow, look at that picture. You know, look at that graphic that BFL has put out. So I think we are going to that. Those are the things that must be immediate so that we are able to move our football forward.
Yeah, branding is an important factor, and I believe the clubs will be able to also brand at the stadiums, as you have seen in different matches. Sometimes the branding is not up to the desired standards, but I believe with the new developments, that will now change going forward. And even the games that you see on TV, I believe better quality pictures will be coming through. Mr. Mbata, you spoke of the number of clubs in the BFL, and it has attracted, it has caught my attention because previously there's been rumors that our league has got far too many teams for the size of the league that you are in. What's your general assessment on that particular subject?
I think it's not a rumor. I think there was a study that was undertaken.
Yeah.
And through the UEFA Assist program, it was established that you know, the number of clubs we have in the league, you know, also don't assist in ensuring that you've got a quality and competitive league. So it is true that there are moves to ensure that we reduce the number of teams that are participating in the Premier League. But of course, that will not happen overnight where we chop 5 teams and you bring another. It will be another gradual process. And as I was saying to you, the internal stakeholder who are clubs will also engage them and give them a roadmap in terms of, guys, this is how we think we should run our league going forward. You know, the less the teams that we'll have, there will be proper competition in our football. The amount of money that we'll be receiving through the sponsorships and any other types of funding will ensure that when you cut this cake, it's not a piece of cake, rather it's a bigger cake that will enable the teams themselves to be able to have proper training grounds, to be able to recruit good players, look after those players, and ensure that they pay their salaries. You know, one of the things that I would not want to have is to have the players' union coming into our doors all the time because not paying salaries. You know, I understand the clubs are going through their own issues, but these things of cutting down the number of teams will assist in that effort to ensure that when we're saying we've got the league of 14, 15, whatever number, we are committed that the season will run without problems. So we really are looking at the reduction of reducing the number of teams that are playing in the Premier League.
How important will be stakeholder engagement, like I've mentioned previously, in terms of this needs to be approved at the BFA AGA, and because the BFL is a stakeholder to the Botswana footballers, how important is to make sure that the teams and people in football do actually understand the importance of reducing the number of teams in the BFL?
I always say that you must respect your family members. Doesn't mean because you are a breadwinner then you disrespect your brother who's not working. So stakeholders, especially internal stakeholders, are very key, because now when we take a decision, it's our decision. It's not a BFL decision or anything like that. You know, of course, things have to start somewhere. Agree and proposals be made to go to the board. The board are the final decision makers on whatever, but let's do a proper job on the ground. Let's make sure that we present something that is tangible. When you are asked questions, you are able to defend whatever you've proposed. So I am very excited that in the coming weeks or so, or month or two, we'll be engaging a number of stakeholders, but we'll start internally. I will start with my colleagues, my general managers, our marketing managers. You know, I will start with my colleagues so that by the time we go to our bosses, because all of us have got our bosses, we are sure that we are in agreement and we are together in what we want to achieve as an organization.
Yeah, you've got only a year and you are bringing an understudy. A year is a very short period of time to make the kind of a transformation that we are expecting.
You see, I will not speak for my bosses. They know why they have put in the 1-year contract with an option for 6 months. Maybe they wanted to put pressure on you to see if you can do the work. You know, sometimes you hire a coach, you give him 3 years, he relaxes, he thinks he's arrived, you know. But if you give a coach 6 months, he does well. You give him 6 months, he does well. So you keep on pushing him. But I think what is key is to get somebody in as soon as possible, and then we do our work. you even yourself, once you do and people see the fruits of your labor, you know, the discussions become different, you know. But I don't even think about the year contract. I'm only focusing on the job at hand. Let's see how far we go within the year that has been given to me.
Yeah, Mr. Mbata, we have had a wonderful discussion. Your parting words, just under 30 seconds as we close down the discussion.
Come back to football, whether you're corporate Botswana, whether you're a football lover, whether you support Mochudi Center Chiefs or you support Ghana or support, come back to stadiums.
Yeah.
Your involvement in sports will ensure that we also are able to take the football forward.
Yeah.
Please, let's support our league.
And quickly, I just want to mention this because Botswana and Namibia are planning to co-host the AFCON 2027 finals. How important is for us to have a very competitive league that we are able to show that these two nations are footballing nations.
You've said it very well. You know, now it goes back to issues I was talking about. You know, taking our brand out there, let people know about Botswana, let people know that there's football in Botswana, let people know and see it on TV and see it in their socials that there is football in Botswana. As such, the AFCON is a possibility, you know. So also we've received some letters to engage with the bidding committee to ensure that we together assist them in their efforts to ensure that we get the hosting rights of the CAF.
Mr. Mbata, let me thank you also very much to have come through and grant us the opportunity to discuss everything that BFL matters.
Thank you very much. We will always be open if it has to do with BFL. Thank you very much.
Yes, he'll always be here to serve us. That is why he's here, to serve football, to serve Botswana Football League. You have heard it from the horse's mouth, Mr. Senzo Mbata, on his plans to transform and make sure that we do indeed return to where we want to be. And all that he's asking for is for the fans to return back to the stadiums. That is all that we have heard for you on the Daybreak Sports Discussion. I was your host, Siti Kiahakwa. Let's meet again, same time, same place tomorrow.